Hey everybody, hey, it is Kat the Course Builder here, Kat Dunn, also known as Catherine Dunn across these social media streets. And listen, I wanted to welcome you to my brand new setup, which I am still getting set up. It's not all the way set up, but I am getting there. And so I wanted to come in this evening and chat just a little bit because a lot of you all are wanting to get started selling your courses to schools, to businesses, to nonprofits. And we are really hyper focused on offering your courses to schools between April and June because that is when they are really looking at the courses that they want to reevaluate, what's working and what they feel like they need for the upcoming school year. And so we know that there's a lot of volatility happening right now in the education sector. And because of that, it's not the best thing in the world, but it's also possibly a good opportunity for you, hopefully a good opportunity for you to get your courses in front of decision makers, to get your courses in front of those who are looking to say, hey, what can we do to bring in the kind of programming, the kind of training that our parents are looking for, that our administrators are looking for, that our board is looking for, whomever it is. Okay. And I want you all to really think about getting clear on your message when it comes to offering your courses to these schools and to the folks who are making decisions. One of the biggest challenges that I see with this is people who really struggle with getting clear about their course in the first place, being able to really talk about what their course or how their course is going to transform the lives of their students, their teachers, their administrators, their volunteers, their staff, whomever it is, and really being able to articulate the value of their program, okay, effectively. And so that's what we're talking about this evening. That's what we're going to be talking about today, is really how to articulate that word, that message about your course in a way that's clear. Okay. Because that is the overall challenge that people are having. And you might be saying, well, Kat, I'm clear. I think I'm clear. I want to be clear, but what are the things that you're saying that I may not be clear about? People struggle with being able to articulate who their courses are actually for. Okay, when it comes to offering your course specifically to a school, you want to be thinking about what specific challenge does your course help solve. Okay, um, being able to answer that is really key. So, for example, does your course solve an academic challenge? Okay. Does it solve a behavioral challenge? Does it solve a social emotional challenge? Or is it a skill based issue where you are helping teachers, administrators, school staff to up level their skill in a certain area? You want to be clear about what category of problem you are putting your solution in so that they can clearly be able to see how your course is going to help solve that problem. Okay, so you want to think about who benefits. Getting clear about who is going to ultimately benefit is going to be crucial. It's going to be important. And so when you are pitching your course to schools, you want to make sure that you're clear about the problem that it solves, as well as who benefits. Okay. A lot of times that who benefits question is really important because there are buckets of money allocated for various sectors within a school system. Okay. there are buckets for students, there are buckets for parents, there's another bucket for teachers, there's another bucket for administrators or staff, possibly volunteers. Just it just depends on the program. And so they're thinking about your program in the sense of what problem does it solve, who does it benefit, and which bucket of money are we going to use to pay for it. But here's the beauty of it. The beauty of it is that businesses, including schools, have budgets. They have line items. They know that they are going to have to, purchase trainings. They know that they're going to need courses. Hey there, everybody who might be joining on Facebook and or YouTube. Okay, I know that you all don't typically see me at this time of day or night. I'm not even quite sure, to be honest with you, if I am going to keep this recording up. I'm not sure that I'm going to do that necessarily. This is not a typical time that I come in, but I did want to come in because I am testing my new setup. How y'all like my new digs? I am not all the way set up yet, but I am getting there. I am absolutely getting there. Okay, so I am let me see here if I can get my situation situated. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. All right, so I am coming in because I wanted to chat with you all first of all. But also I'm coming in because I need to test my new setup, okay? And I'm still testing. So y'all bear with me. Thank you all so much for coming in on the tube of you, as well as the book of faces, or wherever you happen to be seeing me this evening. Okay, I promise I will be my setup will be all the way set up probably by tomorrow. I'm hoping by tomorrow. Okay, but I am getting there. Okay. The other thing is that I wanted to make sure that you all are ready, and I say that because there is a bit of a sense of urgency with to schools. If that is something that you are looking to do, I really want you all to be focused on doing that, because April through June is really the high season for purchasing programs for educational systems such as schools, or it could also include nonprofits as well, because they too offer educational programs and not just traditional schools. Okay, so I want to thank you all, those of you all who are tuning in at this time of the evening. I promise you, I am typically already in the bed, which is why, again, I'm not sure that I'm going to actually keep this live stream up. But I do feel that over the next several weeks, y'all are probably going to get a little bit sick of me, and that is because I feel um, a personal need to help as many people as possible to step in and be part of the solution around what's happening in our school system. Okay, parents are struggling and they are worried, and I know because I happen to be one of those parents. I have a daughter who is in the public school system, and it never was perfect. I don't think we expected, or I don't think anybody really expects for a school system to be perfect. Nobody expects for the Department of Education to be perfect, right? But at the same time, what it's experiencing right now is just unheard of and unreal. And we are almost at the end of this school year, and we're almost at the end of this school year. And so where we're really going to see the effects of all of this is going to be, we're really going to see the effects of this next year for the 2025-26 school year. that's when it's really going to, I think, come to a head, where people are really going to see all of these different effects. Hey, you guys, I can see you. Feel free to join in on the conversation. Let me see, y'all. Like I said, I'm trying to get my situation situated, but feel free to come in on the conversation on the Book of Faces, or also the Tube of You. Okay. I am trying to get my camera situated, you guys. So please forgive me if it looks a little weird, and feel free to let me know down in the comments if you feel like it looks weird, and I'll try to fix it. Okay. But certainly feel free to join in on the conversation. How are you feeling? Do you have a kid who is in the public school system? Are you feeling nervous? Are you feeling hopeful? I will tell you that I actually am feeling kind of hopeful, you guys, because there are so many of you who have said, I'm ready to offer my courses to schools. Okay. I want to lend my support to educators who are going to be looking for the kind of truth in education that I don't know is going to be there. I don't know. It was already dubious. And now we don't know what this is going to look like. But what we do know, there are some things that we do know. All right. And that's what I want to share with you. Um, um, Hang on one second, you guys. Let me make sure. Um, okay. I promise I will be completely set up tomorrow. Well, hopefully over the next day or two. But here's the thing. The challenge is, what we know is that there is an over 50% increase in the number of micro schools and homeschools. We know that people are deciding to homeschool their children, that they are deciding that, public school is no longer by itself going to be part of, you know, their child's only educational experience, and that that's not what they want anymore. They feel like they're going to need some supplemental material education that meets with their values and meets with the kind of education that they feel like they want their children to have. And quite frankly, this is not the first time that this has happened in our history. This is not the first time, because if you all remember, that there was a time, I don't know exactly the years, but I do remember that there was another like sort of mass exodus from the public school system, where people felt like they wanted their children to have a more traditional faith-based education. And so a lot of people pulled their kids out of the educational system to homeschool them and to provide the kind of education that they felt like met their values. And that wasn't the first time, and that wasn't the first time either, when conservative families were doing that and said they wanted their kids to have more of a faith-based Christian education. That wasn't the first time it happened either. Okay, because like I said, I was a homeschool kid, and I remember back then, some of the same reasonings were taking place even way back many, 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 many moons ago. All right. And so this is not the first time. All right. The pendulum is swinging back to this idea of, pulling kids out and, schooling them at home, schooling them in small pods or in micro schools, home schools, co op schools, community based schools. Okay, charter schools, private schools, and some public schools. And so with the threats, the aggressive threats of funding being pulled, and all of that stuff with teachers possibly being reported, and all of this, I mean, it's just, for me, it's just not the kind of environment that I would want for my child's teachers. And I'm sure that there is a lot of uncertainty. And so I think that as a community, what's happening is that as parents, educators, micro school owners, directors are looking for solutions to possibly not having access to some of the resources that they have become accustomed to, they're looking to people like you, people that they can that say, hey, I have an expertise, I have, something that I can bring to the table for your school, your organization. And the thing that I think is going to be really key in that is really being able to fully articulate the value that your program can bring to, a school, a micro school, a co-op school, any school. Okay. And that's the main challenge that I see, is that people have struggle with clarity. They struggle with clarity. They struggle with articulating who their program is for. They struggle with articulating who it benefits. They struggle with articulating what value their course really brings to an organization. Um, and needing to get clear about how their program is going to help, that end user, whether it be the students, whether it be the teachers, whether it be the educators, whoever it is. And that many times is the difference between being able to close the deal and not being able to close the deal. When, these folks have amazing, amazing programs, but they just don't know how to talk about it. They don't know how to be clear about it. They don't know what they need to do in order to take their consumer level course and transform it into one that can be used by a school. Because make no mistake about it, it's different. Okay, it's different. So the course that you are offering to a consumer is not going to be the same course that you offer to a school or any other business, to be honest with you. Okay, so let's talk about what schools are really looking for. And those of you all who want to learn more, I do have a training, a free training. I'm going to put it down in the comment section around this video, and I want to make it available to you at no cost to you. And you might be saying, well, why is she doing that? It is because I am on a personal mission to help as many people as possible to be part of the solution, to be part of what is going to undoubtedly be a strain on the educational system in the fall. Okay. Um, and schools and programs are already looking for solutions. They're already saying, we want our kids to not be at a disadvantage because there are certain things that they're no longer going to be learning in schools. Okay. And so while that to me is kind of sad, honestly, it really is. But as a business owner, I can tell you that I see a lot of opportunity for you. Okay. I see a lot of opportunity for those who want to actually step up and say, hey, I want to be a part of the solution. I want to be one of the folks, you know, who is helping people, helping parents, helping educators to, you know, to have those solutions at hand where they are not struggling to find courses that they feel meet with their value system, meet with their, with how they want to educate their children. Okay. And so I know for me, as a person with a child in the public school system, I never felt like it was a perfect scenario. I don't think I ever really expected that. Okay. In fact, I know that I didn't expect that. I didn't expect perfection. Um, okay, here's what I'm showing you all. I'm going to put the link here around this video. But what I'm showing you all is that this is a free training that I'm actually giving you. So all you have to do is click on the link around this video and then just click here where it says I want my free training. Okay, so all you have to do is click there where it says I want my free training. And let me see if I can put this down here. I am still trying to figure out my little system, y'all. So please bear with me. Please, please, please bear with me. All right, let's see if I can do this. All right, and those of you all who are watching, who may be watching this evening, please let me know if you all can see that link that I just put down below. Let me know in the comments. Just say yes, Kat. If you're able to, let me know if you can see this link, okay? Because this is to an absolutely free training. I told you all that you're going to kind of get a little bit sick of me over the next few weeks because I am bound and determined to help as many people as possible be part of the solution. And make no mistake about it, we are going to need some solutions, okay? We are going to need solutions. We need you. We need your course that helps with social emotional adaptation. We need your courses that will help those who are in the neurodivergent community. We need your courses that speak truth to history and speak truth to current events, and that acknowledge current events, and that acknowledge history, and that and that are fact based and based in fact and based in reality, which is becoming increasingly a struggle. Why is weird to me. It really is. We're living in strange times. But oddly enough, I remember back as early as, say, 2007 ish. And I remember going to a conference, an instructional design conference. And at this conference, somebody was remarking that a day was going to come when facts would be in question and facts would not be facts. And I remember the person on the stage, I can't remember the name of the person at this time, but I remember thinking to myself, that's weird. Like, how do you debate facts? Why would facts be debated? How is it that there will come a time when people will question what they're seeing with their own eyes? And back then, artificial intelligence and AI and all the things weren't a thing. And there wasn't this such thing as fake news and all of these concepts that we have today. However, I do remember thinking how scary, how awful, how confusing and weird might that be. And here we are in 2025 having this kind of discussion, right? Where we're saying, what's real and what's Memorex, what's fact and what's fiction. And having to really talk with people about what that is, and how it's really trickling into our educational system and educational process, I think is has become just really challenging, you know. And so I know for me as a parent of a child in the public school system, I know for a fact, I know 1000% that my daughter is not going to, she is not going to be having a singular experience in the public school system. I will be supplementing her education every chance I get. And I am not alone in that thinking. Okay. Millions and millions of parents are thinking the same thing. Homeschools, micro schools, I mean, everybody is thinking the same thing. Like, are we even going to be able to trust the education that comes out of, our kids' classrooms? Are we? I don't know. But I know that a lot of people just aren't willing to take that chance. And so they're saying, hey, where can I find additional curriculum? Where can I find additional enrichment programs? Where can I find this training, these courses that I want to be based in facts and that I want to be based in reality? And so, like I said, I'm going to be out here on the forefront. I want to be one of the soldiers, one of the generals out here, helping you all to be part of the solution. Okay. And that means taking your consumer level courses and transforming them for schools, transforming them to be offered to for purchase by homeschools, micro schools, co-op schools, community schools, nonprofit schools, on and on and on and on and on, who are looking for solutions to these problems. All right. So, in this free training that I have, okay, I put the link right there inside of, hopefully you all can see that. Wherever you are watching this, I have put the link down below. Hopefully you're able to see it. All right. It is my free training on how to sell your course to schools. And it's over 2 hours of really breaking down on a granular level how to get started. Okay. And how to really articulate the value of your program. That is the challenge, but we're going to deal with that, right? Not only am I doing this free challenge, you all can also be a part of Course Connects, which is a series of trainings that I am doing starting April 19th, next Saturday, April 19th. Okay, is the first in a series of trainings that I am doing, including a live training right here in Atlanta on June 7th. Okay, so save the date, you guys, for June 7th. I would love to see you here in Atlanta. We are going to be talking all things course sales on June 7th, including pitching. Okay, we're going to be practicing your pitch and your message, and we're going to get down to the nitty gritty of your sales messaging, as well as your sales process. Okay, so that you know how to effectively sell your courses. Okay, whether it's to a school, a business, a nonprofit, we're going to get into it. Okay, and so those of you all who are going to be joining us for Course Connects live here in Atlanta, I'm looking forward to seeing you all, because we are actually going to be practicing these pitches here in Atlanta. So if you have always struggled with your messaging around your course, selling, you get to a place in your conversation about it and you just kind of freeze up because you're not clear about, who your course is for, what problem it solves, and how to really key in on those messages, then definitely you want to make sure that you are in Atlanta with us on June 7th. Okay. And that is in preparation for June 30th. Okay. June 30th is when you are going to get a chance to actually network and showcase your courses with other course creators, but not just other course creators, but also with some micro school owners, homeschool owners, school administrators, decision makers. You're going to actually be able to be in the room virtually. That's a virtual event. You'll be able to be in the room and showcase your course. Okay. And so that's going to be really exciting. But I can't have y'all do that if you're not ready. Okay. I can't have you do that if you're not ready to really adequately talk about your course and articulate the value of your program effectively. That's why I want to see you all June 7th. Okay. So every month we are doing some kind of workshop as part of this series, Course Connects, over the course of the next few months, April, May, and June. So starting in April, I will see you all in April 19th, next Saturday. We're going to be talking about how to package, price, and pitch your course to schools. All right. May 13th, we're going to do an encore of that presentation plus how to pitch to schools. Okay. We are getting right in down to the nitty gritty. How do I sell my course to a school? So if you've been thinking about that, all right, and you're like, listen, I've been thinking about it. I just didn't know where to get started. Well, now's your opportunity. Now's your opportunity. Okay. And for Course Connects, that one price covers every event in the series. That one price covers every event in the series for one low price. Okay. So if that's something that you all want to do, you can click on, where's my finger? I don't know. I don't think I can click there. All right. Hopefully you can see there. Y'all can click right there where it says recreate your consumer courses for schools. You can click right there and get more detailed. Payment plans are available if that's something that you all would like to do. The early bird is still in effect. Okay. For just $500, you can be a part of Course Connects and come to all of the events across the series, or you can just come to the ones that you feel like you need to be a part of. Okay. So that's Course Connects. Or just go ahead and download my free guide. Okay. My free training that I have for you all. It's a video training. So all you have to do is click that link. And as soon as you put in your information, the video is going to pop up and the training, you just click it at your leisure and you can take it when you want to. So you can do that too. Like I said, you're going to be sick of me. Okay. Y'all are going to be sick of me. So prepare to be sick of me. Prepare to be sick of me. Okay. So I've got my new little setup going. Listen, y'all, listen. Y'all not gonna know what to do with me after a while, okay? Once I really get my setup all set up, honey, and jazzy and all the things, y'all ain't gonna know what to do with me, okay? Prepare to be completely annoyed if you're not already, okay? Because that's what it's coming down to. So anyway, you guys, listen, I'm not gonna keep you. All right. I didn't come for a long time. I did come for a good time, though. I am squarely focused on this, squarely focused on helping you to be part of the solution, to be part of a community that says, not on my watch, not with our kids, that it's too important, that this our kids are already struggling because some of them were in school during COVID and they missed almost 2 years. Like I don't forget that a lot of our kids missed almost 2 years of being in school inside of a classroom, and a lot of our kids are still feeling the effects of that. You're still feeling the effects of that, you know? So, what I'm looking for, let me pull this microphone up. Um, and I think that, our children are counting on us. They're counting on us to figure this out. You know what I mean? I gotta set this thing up. Y'all, I'm telling you, once I get my setup set up right, y'all gonna be sick of me. Um, our kids are counting on us to figure this out and to be there for them regardless of who's in the White House. We have to be part of the solution to help our teachers, to help our students, to help our administrators, to help our communities. And you can do that because you have the expertise in an area that it doesn't matter what your expertise is in. It doesn't matter. I promise you, you have something that a school needs. They just have to know you exist, right? So that's part of what we're doing at Course Connects, right? We want folks to know that you exist. We want them to know that you're here and that you're part of the solution for them. Okay? All right, you guys, listen, I hope this has been helpful. I would love to get your feedback on my new setup, and I'd love to know what is your solution for schools, for teachers, for students, for parents. How can you help? How can you lend your voice? How can you step in and say, I want to be part of the solution? I'd love to hear about it. Okay. All right, you guys, have an amazing, amazing rest of your night. And until next time, stay on course. See you soon.